Hey everybody, welcome. We are heading into Savers. Let's see if we can find some stuff to flip online for a profit, right Don?
I'll find some stuff. I don't know about him.
We're gonna try. I picked these up before, $3.49 for the bag. I got this bag for these Disneyland tag holders. When you go on vacation, I guess, you can put your address and stuff in there. There's also some other stuff in that bag. I think I can get about $10 to $15 for that set right there, plus shipping. I bought some Pokemon cards this week at a garage sale. I got a lot of them, didn't pay that much. This wasn't that many of them, and I couldn't really tell what was in there. You want the secret rares, the holos, the original, first edition stuff, and I couldn't tell what was in there, so I decided to pass. Back when I started reselling, I sold controllers all the time. These ones are off-brand and they're corded, so that's not that good. It's a little trickier than it used to be. Also, these headsets used to be decent. There's still some good brands, but for the most part, I don't find those and I stay away from them unless I find a really good brand. I swear you're going to find these at every garage sale and thrift store. These are rescue hero figures. In general, unless you got like a garbage bag full of them for like $10, I would stay away. There's just not that much money, and they're heavy and expensive to ship, which is a bit of a deterrent. Here, I thought this might have been Monster Jams. I've been buying Monster Jams off and on, depending on what types they are. So look out for those. Those are just the monster truck toys. I don't have the best eyesight without my glasses. I thought this was like maybe a toy in a box, a Mickey toy, but it was just like some sort of puzzle. Lots of toys here, but nothing of note, at least in that section. This is actually cool. I thought I was going to do good on this. This is a whale, but it's $5.99. These go for like 10 or 15, but they're going to take a while, so I decided to just pass on it because they were asking a lot for a random plastic toy. For the most part, I stay away from Nerf stuff, but the accessories can do really well. The tripods, the clips, all that kind of stuff can do well. The attachments. Look out for the attachments. A lot of times you can get them for next to nothing, especially at yard sales. So look out for those. You can lot those up or even sell them separately. Let's go check out the hat section next. A lot of people overlook this section. There can be money to be made here. I saw the NBA logo from afar, LA Clippers, not the most popular team in the world, snapback, so I do like that. I would have picked this up for a couple bucks, maybe $3, maybe even $4, but at $7, I decided to pass. This is pretty cool. This is a Christmas phonograph, just player thing. It's not an actual phonograph, but it was pretty cool. It's missing part of it, though. Do you see that? It's missing a part. At $5.99, if it had that piece, it would have totally been worth getting. Probably could have got maybe $40 or $50 on it. But without that piece, I'm just going to pass. Always look over stuff super carefully. As a general rule of thumb, I look, over closely anything that catches my eyes. That was interesting from afar. I looked at it as kind of a no-name brand thing. I think it's like a Target or a Walmart mug. And then I saw this, if you can see it already right there. It is a Minnie Mouse like dual-handed mug. I thought this was going to do better or be better than it was. It's not worth that much money, and they want $4. It's only worth like $6 or $7, maybe $8. Going through the hat section once again, be careful with these. This is not a New York Mets hat. It's just a generic New York hat that with the colors of the Mets. A lot of times Tourist Place will do that. It's kind of confusing, and people will buy these hats thinking they're resellable as Mets or sports hats, and they're not. Don coming through with the first find of the day, and it's a pretty good one. This is a Christmas brand to look out for, Christopher Radko, and it's also Beatles, so it's a dual threat, $2.99, which is a great price. There's no recent sales on this particular piece, but there's two available right now, one for $70 and one for $100. This is also pretty interesting. I believe Don ended up getting this. Look up stuff that's cool, that's interesting, that's unique, and you may be surprised how much some of it's worth. Plus, they're only asking $3.49. That's a steal. This is a cool vintage, I'd say like 60s, little supermarket play set. It's too heavy and too fragile to really want to ship or deal with, but that's pretty cool. If you had a local shop, that might be worth picking up. And this is just creepy. I think it's vintage paper mache. Yeah, definitely not going to get that. Everywhere I go, I swear, I find stadium giveaway stuff, and it could be all sorts of stuff that they give away at stadiums, like a random snow globe celebrating the 2014 championship, $5.49. I looked this up, surprisingly, not worth a ton of money. On the top shelf, I thought this may be Blue Delft. It's the style, and it could technically be that, but typically you're going to see a mark on it somewhere that says Blue Delft. That stuff can be very popular. I love the trinket and doodad section. There's so much random stuff, like these vintage spoons and forks we've sold really well in the past when we had our store. An Avon bottle. They make Avon bottles out of everything, and unfortunately, they're really never worth any money, even when they're cool. Like that clock, that grandfather clock was pretty cool. This right here, I remember going to Excalibur when I was a kid. Right now, Excalibur in Vegas is not that great. But back in the early 90s, it was the place to go, and I remember going to that tournament. This is a pretty cool Chevy Impala sign. I mostly decided to get this because it was cheap. It's $1.99. It's official. Make sure it's not like some knockoff. I can't imagine that not getting me $10 to $20 plus shipping. Not big money. I didn't even look that up, but at $1.99, I'm definitely going to pick it up. And you'd be surprised what you can find in the office section. One of the most underrated sections in the thrift store. I've sold Rolodexes. I've sold Lisa Frank folders, Trapper Keeper folders. There's so much cool knick-knack stuff in this section that has value. I don't see this every day. Nintendo Wii's. $29.99, no cords, no way to test it. Here's another one, exact same unit, but this one is $49.99 for no reason. So, I mean, that's just too much without cords, and they're missing the panel. There's just too many issues. There's no way I'm going to risk it for that. But if it had the cords and I could test it, I might get it at $30. Fresh carts are the time to be at a thrift store. When they bring out a cart of new goods, sometimes you can be there before anybody else even gets to see the stuff. I quickly was drawn to this green M&M mug. I put it in my cart and decided to put it back. It was a good price, and I would have made a few dollars. I just didn't want to sit on it. Dawn, on the other hand, she found this black studded Starbucks mug or tumbler, $4.99. That should get us probably about $15 to $20 plus shipping all day. Really nice condition. We also got this. I didn't look this one up. Dawn did. We did decide to get it. It is a Powerpuff Girl, kind of like a Trapper Keeper style folder. Really cool, vintage-ish. I don't know if it's exactly 20 years old, but pretty cool. I thought that might be a bowl to go with the mug, but it was just like a generic one that wasn't, high quality. Back when I started going to thrift stores in 2011, I found so many video games, and they were fairly affordably priced. But this is $19.99 for Tecmo Super Bowl. Not a bad game. About a $15-ish game shipped, maybe a little bit more. $20 is more than it's worth even on eBay. Definitely had to pass that up. Unfortunately, I would have loved to have got it. I love finding that stuff, but it's typically overpriced. That was a cool Majestic Red Sox jacket, but at $25. Maybe on a half-off day I'd pick it up, but for $25, I'm just going to pass. I'm trying to push myself out of my comfort zone. I'm in the clothing. I'm looking. Hopefully I can find some decent stuff today there. And with a little bit of subtle foreshadowing, I found this Las Vegas Aces WNBA jersey. I've never seen or found a WNBA jersey. So this is cool. She plays Kayla McBride for the Aces. They won the championship this last summer, so that's awesome. Definitely going to pick that up. Should get me like $20 to $30 plus shipping. I oftentimes find these Keen sandals at thrift stores. They go for like, $20 to $30 plus shipping. This is $40, so more than what you would get on eBay for them. You can get them cheaper, guys. So if you're looking for Keen sandals in Vegas, don't buy those. Go on eBay, find some that have been cleaned and that you can get cheaper. Just looking at anything, I'm trying to get the hang out of this. These are nice looking Brooks when I picked them up, and then when I turned them around, there was cracks in it. I'm just looking at the basic obvious stuff, Nike stuff, Brooks stuff. If I can find Hoka, that would be amazing. On Cloud would be amazing. That's stuff that I look for. You ready for this thrift store, Don?
Yeah, I did get it the last one.
I know, we both did. I found quite a few things too. I'd have to say I won if we were judging, which we're not.
I won because just that ornament will go for about $60.
Yeah, but if you counted all my stuff and then cut yours in half, let's just say for fun, I would have won. I'm just saying, we're making up the rules as we go.
Is that how you do it?
Yep. I always look up these handheld games. You would think they're not worth much money, but people buy them still to this day. I've been buying these for the whole 11 years. I've been reselling. $3.99. There's only one available on eBay, and it's $16 plus shipping, no recent solds. I'm going to pick it up because it's brand new in the package. Used to buy all these plug-and-play games back in the day. Golden Tee is borderline. They were asking like $8 for it, and I couldn't test it, so I decided to pass. Always checking for numbers on the shoulders. That's a good way to tell if it's a jersey when you're walking by. A lot of times they're not great jerseys, but that's just a hint. You may be able to find jerseys quicker that way. Let's see if we see anything. I'm not seeing much of anything today, unfortunately. On to their massive hat section at this thrift store, which is awesome. This is a minor league baseball team hat. It's Idaho Falls Chuckers, I think, but $7.49, far too much. At $3, maybe even $4, I would have picked that up. But at $7.49, no. These are more stadium giveaway minor league Las Vegas Aviators hats. I get so much Aviators stuff. I buy it all pretty much because it's usually underpriced. $3.49. I should be able to get about $10 to $15 on this hat. And check it out. I found 3 more. So I got 4 of these total. So now I have a little bit of a stock of them. $3.49 each. Should get about $10 to $15 each plus shipping. This is something I don't see every day. This is semi-vintage Starberry, Stefan Marbury's brand jersey. Pretty cool. Unfortunately, not worth much more than what they're asking. I did look it up because I didn't know. I thought maybe it was retro and cool enough to be worth a little bit more, but there must be a lot of them out there. This is cool. Stadium giveaways yet again. It's what I find. Station Casino does all of them here in Vegas, it seems. I found 3 of those buckets, but I only ended up getting 1. The only one that had the lights actually still working. I didn't want to have to worry about batteries and figuring that out, so I just bought the one. Tervis. Great brand, Tervis Tumbler, Ohio State Buckeyes, $1.99. I didn't even bother looking this up. At that price, I imagine that's a $10 to $20 bill all day. Chuck E. Cheese stuff, I pick it up almost all the time, as well as Showtime Pizza, if I can find that, which is the older stuff. $2.99 for this thermos. It was missing the thing inside the screw lid, but I don't think that's that big of a deal. I think we can still make money on it. This is a cool Mickey Mouse, like top hat, party hat, Disney parks. It was in the Halloween section, so I think it was a little undervalued at $3.49. I think we can get like 15 to 25 on it, plus shipping. Just a solid find. Hey guys, we're back in the eBay Thunderdome back here at the house, and we just got some new shelves in, guys. Check this out. Metal, nice quality shelves. I want to kind of show you how we, organize. We're not very great at organization, but I'll show you a little bit of what we're setting up and what we plan to do. Honestly, most of our listings, we have like 1,300 listings. I'd say 700 are cards, and this is all of them. I have a lot more cards than this, but this is what's listed. All the basketball cards in alphabetical order, miscellaneous cards, like UFC or something like that, football, and baseball. And that's how we do it. Simple, simple, simple. Everything else is a tote system. We're going to eventually skew this and do it the correct way, but everything else is in a tote. We're going to have these middle shelves be cards as I grow our eBay listings with cards, and everything else will be totes. Pretty simple, nothing crazy. In this business, it's all about kind of knowing your strengths, what you're good at, what you're not. We are not these super, super organized people. We just need to do enough to keep things organized and not lose stuff. It doesn't have to be super crazy. We just got to do enough to not lose stuff. And we could focus on what we're good at, which is other stuff. So just focus on your strengths and try, and this is my advice, focus on your strengths and just, do just enough to be sufficient and do well with everything else.